Hey, welcome to Mooney Reads. My name is Beck, and today I'm going to be doing the Enby Book Tag. The Enby Book Tag was created by Crescent Moon Reads. I'll go ahead and link the original in the description. The main purpose of this tag is to spread some love to some Enby books, and that is what I am about. The first question for this tag is to name a book that features a non-binary character. The book that I chose for that is On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. This book is so incredible in so many ways. The story is amazing. The artwork is absolutely mind-blowing. When I first read this book, I hadn't really read a lot of graphic novels. I also, hadn't read a lot of sci-fi fantasy, certainly not YA. This just absolutely blew the door open to graphic novel sci-fi fantasy. It felt like I was being introduced to not a new genre, but an entirely new medium. And to make it that much better, I'm pretty sure every single character in here is queer. The non-binary character in this book is named Elliot, and Elle has my entire heart. They're very independent, but they're still friendly. Throughout the story, they are non-verbal, and I think both their non-binary identity and the fact that they're nonverbal are both handled really well throughout the course of the story. I just absolutely adore them. 10 out of 10, would die for. Honestly, all of the characters in here, I absolutely adored, so if you have not read On a Sunbeam, please pick it up. Question number 2 is to name a book coming out or that has come out. The original question said in 2019, but I'm going to assume that they meant a book that came out this year. Of course, if they had actually meant 2019, my answer would be I Wish You All the Best, which I have talked about extensively a few times. But so far as 2020 releases go, I wanted to point out 2 different books. The first is Upright Women Wanted by Sarah Gailey. Before hearing about any of Sarah Gailey's books, if you were to have asked me if I wanted to read a Western, I probably would have laughed at you. But Upright Women Wanted was so good. I originally listened to it on audiobook through Scribd, but I am definitely getting myself a physical copy. My elevator pitch for this book would be anti-fascist queer librarians secretly undermining the government. That's really all you need to know. The characters are really interesting. There's a prominent non-binary character, and there is casual polyamory in throughout the book. I am here for absolutely all of it. The other 2020 release, written by a non-binary person that I'm excited about, is Homie by Danez Smith. Danez Smith's poetry is absolutely incredible. I read Don't Call Us Dead towards the beginning of the year, and then I read this a couple months later. All of their poetry is just absolutely stunning. They talk about race, queerness, being HIV positive, and in both of them, but in this one in particular, they also talk about community and friendship. Question number 3 is to mention a non-binary author. If you've seen any of my other videos, you probably already know that I'm absolutely obsessed with Andrea Gibson, who is a non-binary poet. But I really wanted to talk about another one of my favorites who is not talked about as much as they should be, and that is Alok Lightman. This is their book, Femme in Public. It is an absolutely beautiful work. They talk about gender, sexuality, race. They talk about the intricacies of racism, xenophobia, transphobia, homophobia, and how it's all kind of intricately connected. I love all of the work that they do. They also have a lot in terms of fashion. Really, in general, a lot of the ideology that underlines all of the stuff that they do is really a focus on the importance of softness and vulnerability that's really beautiful. There's really this ethos of radical kindness that's wrapped around their discussions of oppression and things like that, and it's honestly one of the most beautiful things that I have encountered. So definitely buy their poetry book, and also pre-order their book, Beyond the Gender Binary, that comes out June 2nd. So by the time you see this, perhaps it's already out. At the moment, you can also purchase a book for an LGBT youth. They're aiming to get 5,000 copies out to LGBT youth who can't afford it. And if you are an LGBT youth between the ages of 18 and 24, or if you care for one, definitely check out how you can get a copy. I'll be putting their website link in the description. Finally, question number 4 for the Enby Book Tag is to shout out 3 non-binary booktubers. I shouted out several in my LGBT book tag video that are some of my faves, so if you're interested in more, definitely check that out. 3 more of my Enby booktube faves include Ed2 Brody, Perpetual Pages, and Books Are My Social Life. Definitely check them out. If you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video, comment down below and tell me what you thought about them. If you are interested in doing the Enby Book Tag, consider yourself tagged. As always, thank you so much for watching. Bye!